Hold up.
Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been such a long time since I actually last sat down and filmed, but today I thought I would sit down and film a all drugstore makeup look. If you want to see how I achieved this makeup look and how you can get this look using affordable products, then stay tuned and keep on watching. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to be doing my makeup using affordable makeup from the drugstore. A lot of the products I am using I have used before. I don't really shop much in the drugstore. There are like some staple products of mine that I absolutely love from the drugstore, and there are some that have just been sitting in my makeup collection collecting dust, so I thought I would bring them back out and use them in this tutorial for you guys to see how I do my makeup. To prime my face, I am going to be using the L'Oreal Paris Nude Magique Blur Cream. Now I have used this in one of my other YouTube videos, and this is such a good product to honestly blur out any pores and give your skin that instant and flawless kind of finish. I'm also going to be using this Makeup Revolution Purifying Priming Water. When I apply this priming water to my face, I feel like my skin gets really tacky, so when the foundation does sit on it, it does an excellent job in keeping the makeup on all day. So I'm just going to let that sit on my skin for a couple of seconds, and I'll go in with the L'Oreal Blur Primer. So I just like to place like a pea-sized amount on the back of my hand. Then I just take my fingers and just warm the product up and just smooth it along the areas I need my pores to look less prominent. With the L'Oreal Blur Primer, I feel it also leaves your skin feeling so soft. Not only does it blur out your pores, it honestly gives your skin this smooth texture and smooth finish as well. I'm going to place a colour corrector just under my eyes, and then we can get started on the base. I'm just using the MAC colour corrector in the shade Orange. I've had this one for such a long time. It's such a good investment and it lasts forever, and I feel like it really counteracts all the dark tones in my skin. So this is the Wet n Wild foundation, and I use the shade Golden Beige. One good thing about this foundation is that it does not give you any sort of flashback. It gives you amazing coverage and it looks silky smooth on your skin. I feel like it doesn't oxidize throughout the day, and it leaves your skin looking fresh throughout the day, so it doesn't feel like you have a lot on your face as well. It doesn't feel heavy throughout the day. One other thing that I have noticed is that it does not kind of like break up throughout the day. So I normally break up around like my nose area, but with this foundation I feel like my foundation stays put. You can see that it's very silky, it is quite runny, and the shade matches perfectly. The foundation also has like the perfect undertone, which I'm pleasantly surprised by, because a lot of drugstore foundations out there always have like a pink kind of tinge to them, so there's not many that cater for like anyone with warm tones in their skin. I would say this is like a medium finish, so you can go back in and build on it. Look, the coverage is so nice, and I feel like it just completely leaves my skin looking smooth and my skin looks like skin. For the second layer, I'm just going to go in with a Makeup Revolution foundation. And with the Makeup Revolution foundation, I'll show you guys that in a second, I feel like it's very good for dry skin, but one thing I have noticed is that it can get quite oily throughout the day, but it is nice for like everyday wear. You don't need a lot of it, you need like the tiniest amount. Because it is like in a cream kind of form, it's good for anyone with really dry skin that struggles with like dry patches on their face. I would say it is like a matte finish, but there is a slight glow to my face, so it's not too matte. Okay, so the foundation I'm using today is the Fast Base Makeup Revolution foundation stick, and this is in the shade F8. So I'm just going to do a couple of stripes. Now with this foundation, I have noticed it has more of like a pinky yellow undertone, So I'm not like a huge fan of this foundation colour. So for concealer, I'm going to be using two concealers. So the first one is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C8.5, and I'm also going to use the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer, and this is in the shade CW4.5. So this is a lot warmer, and this one is more for highlighting. So I'm just going to go in with the more warmer toned concealer, and I'm going to place that under my eyes. This is very thin in consistency, so it is buildable, and the colour matches my skin perfectly, but I prefer a concealer that I can highlight with. It does leave your skin looking like skin, and if you want a more natural look, then this concealer is perfect for anyone that wears minimal makeup. It does cover up like my dark circles, but you can still kind of see them peeping through. I'm just going to add the Makeup Revolution concealer on top just to highlight under my eyes and along the bridge of my nose. This is a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, so if you haven't tried the Tarte Shape Tape and want to try it but can't get your hands on it, I would definitely recommend trying this one because it does the exact same thing and it's a lot cheaper. So to cream contour, I'm just going to go in with this Nip and Fab Fix Stix Definition Stick, and this is in the shade Golden Tan. Now this is very sheer in colour, which I really like. It's so creamy and it blends out so easy, so you could go quite heavy with this and it won't really show up much on your skin, which I like. So it's a very light contour. With a dark contour stick, I feel like sometimes you can go so heavy with it and not realise, but with this is like the perfect shade. I also have a much cooler toned one as well, but I prefer to go in with this warmer one. So with the Beauty Blender, it blends out so quickly and it won't slide around on your face. I didn't have to put like a lot of work into blending the stick out. For powder, I'm just going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Luxury Powder in the shade Banana. If you haven't tried this powder, it's worth getting your hands on it because it is a dupe for the Ben Nye Banana Powder. It's very finely milled and it looks amazing on your skin as well, and it's very affordable, so it doesn't give you flashback from what I've noticed, especially in pictures. The only thing is I don't like to leave this powder on my skin for too long because then it does start to cling onto my dry patches, but that's only me. That's because I have really dry skin. So I like to leave it on for just a couple of seconds and then just dust it off. But there's been another trick that I've been doing recently which I've actually been loving, and that is to place the powder down first and just blend it into like my skin. So I'll show you what I mean. So I like to just pat it into my skin first. And then what I like to do is go back in and just place a little bit more just to catch any fallout so that it doesn't look too dry under my eyes. And I like to leave that on a little bit longer, so this way it doesn't cling on to like any of my dry patches and I get a flawless kind of base. So for my eye, I'm going to be going in with this Morphe Artistry palette. I'm going to take this middle shade here. One bad thing about this palette is that there is a lot of kickback and there can be quite a bit of fallout, which I don't like because I like to do my base first and then do my eyes, so it is a bit of a nuisance. I wasn't a huge fan of this palette when I initially tried it out, but as I've been using the shadows, I've been learning to use them better, if you know what I mean. It takes a bit of time to learn how to work with like the formula. So I'm just going to take this shade right here and apply that to the crease. This time I'm working from the outwards in, so if I place it on the outer corner first and then slowly begin to do like a rounded shape and take it right to the inner corner, leaving like the middle blank. And as you're bringing it into the crease, you want to do like soft circular motions. Try not to take this product too high up. If you have big eyes like myself, it's so easy to take the product so high up, and then it just kind of ruins like the makeup look. And to avoid that, it's best focusing the product just under the crease. Go in with the first shade I used and help just diffuse the edges. Okay, so I've just done the other eye off camera because I wanted to see what kind of look I was going for. I didn't have a clear image of what colours I wanted to use, so I just did this one off camera. So I took this dark brown shade and I placed that on my outer corner and slowly buffed it into my crease, but only taking it like halfway. So I'm taking it like halfway at the moment, just focusing it really on the outer corner. And as I am placing it down, I'm just going to blend it in as well at the same time. And then begin to bring in the rest of the product into your inner corner. You want the outside to be a lot darker than the inner corner. Take your brush and take it back and forth along like the corner of your eye towards your brow and kind of wing it and slowly smoke it out. Keep in mind I am cleaning my brush. I do use this like sponge, and what it does is it just helps you change the colour when you apply another shadow, which is brilliant for anyone that's a makeup artist and you don't have time to keep, you know, cleaning your brushes as you're changing colour. And then I'm going to slowly begin to drag that dark brown on my lower lash line. And then I'm going back in with the very first shade and placing that just under. I'm just taking this shade here. I feel like when you use your finger, the shadow applies so much better and it's so much more pigmented. So I'm just applying that to the middle of my eye. So this is just the NYX vinyl liner. I'm just going to take that and line my top line. Once you're happy with the liner, just go in with a black shadow. So you can take any black shadow. I'm just taking one from the Sleek palette. This is the Bad Girl palette, this palette here. I'm just taking the black to smudge the outer kind of corner of that eyeliner just so that it doesn't look too harsh. And then I'm also going to bring that black down on my lower lash line, just halfway, so not all the way in. I've just applied lashes off camera and this is the completed kind of eye look. To refresh my skin, I'm just going to go in with this Makeup Revolution Iced Diamond Makeup Fixing Spray. I like to go in with this spray after I've kind of powdered everything down, just because it refreshes my skin and it just helps all the makeup kind of blend in and melt in together. So to bronze up my skin and contour, I'm just going in with this e.l.f. contour palette. And I'm not sure what shade this is, but this is what it looks like. I think it might be the light to medium or light, I can't remember. I'm just going to take the bronzer shade and I'm going to take the contour shade. I like to dab the product down first and then slowly buff it in. I'm going to do the same on the other side and then buff. Place some contour on my forehead just to make it look a little bit smaller than it actually is. Also bring it towards like my temples. Then under my jawline, I'm going to do the quickest nose contour and take that same shade and just run it down the sides of my nose. For highlighter, I'm just going to go in with this Nip and Fab highlight palette, and this is a stroboscopic palette, and I'm just going to take the shade Champagne and Golden. It's these two shades here. I'm just going to mix the two together and then place that on the cheeks and blend it towards like the temple area. A little bit on my forehead This highlighter palette is super pigmented. It's so affordable and easy to use as well, and it's got quite a good colour range in it, so I would highly recommend checking this highlighter palette out. And it's not too chunky like the highlighter, it's very finely milled and it's compact and it's travel friendly, which is perfect. I'm just going to go back in with that Makeup Revolution fixing spray. For lips I'm going in with the NYX, I don't know how to pronounce this, Lingerie, yeah I think it is the NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Lace Detail. And I'm just going to apply some of that to my lips. The good thing about this is it's so creamy, you can actually use this as a lip liner as well. The wand is so fine, so it's so easy to get into like the corners of your lips. And then on top I'm just going in with this Barry M, that Swell lip gloss. So it's actually a clear lip gloss because I've used it on top of other lipsticks. It's kind of gone a different colour, it's changed colour. Okay guys, so this is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial using all Drugstore products. If you did, make sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. If you don't follow me already, make sure to follow me on my Instagram, which is Kinza_Rahman. Recently I also opened a new page, which is my lifestyle / fashion page. So on that page there will be a lot more daily kind of updates of my personal life, whereas my beauty page is more just beauty, makeup, skincare and that kind of stuff. I will leave the details to all my social media down below, and hopefully I will catch you in my next tutorial. Take care everyone, bye.